Someone call the constabulary! Justin Inflation Trudeau is stealing a chair! Have the Liberal Party no shame! First they tax you, then they spend you, now they steal the chairs! Darkme, what are you going on about? Oh, that photo's actually, that's kind of cute. This is not cute. I thought you hate Trudeau. I'm to the left of Trudeau. That doesn't mean that I hate him. I think that a lot of his socially progressive policies didn't have as much bite to them as they might have, and I definitely don't like the fact that he didn't follow through on electoral reform. This is sounding a lot like hate. Look, he's resigned. Are there things I'd wished he'd accomplished while in office that he didn't? Yeah. Do I resent the fact that he spent heaps of money on the oil and gas industry, knowing full well that industry was always going to be at the center of so many attempts to undermine not just Canadian democracy, but also Canadian civility? Don't forget his girly socks. I don't get what is with conservatives and his sock fetish. There's a lot Trudeau can be criticized for. He took a lot of expensive vacation. His go-to during question period was simply deflection. But I think a big part of that is that in a lot of cases, the version of Canada that he was pushing was often an amalgamation of the vision of his various advisors and influencers. So he's evil, is what you're saying. You know what? I feel like the best way to describe Justin Trudeau is that he's a drama teacher who played a bigger role than he'd ever wanted to. Yeah, he is the very definition of a Nepo baby, but he stepped up, slash, was plucked out of a much simpler life when the Liberal Party had been floundering in trying to find a leader who could stand up toe to toe with a sociopathic nerd who was essentially trying to turn Canada into an extension of the US a decade ago. You mean Stephen Harper? Right. Back in 2015, I remember Harper was doing all kinds of crazy things. He was threatening to revoke tax exemption status of any religious organization that criticized the government, which included ministries that worked with homeless people. A lot of the problems with systemic drug use got much worse under Stephen Harper because he slashed funding for all sorts of programs that help people with addictions. But that doesn't mean he can steal a chair. There's a program where you can purchase a replica of your seat in Parliament. But what if he didn't purchase it? What if it is stolen? Well, then that would end up being the smallest scandal a Liberal government ever had. It sounds like you want to bang him. Though I may not agree with him on everything, I respect the fact that he consistently did a great job in a crisis, and he really stepped up in the last few months, including being willing to resign rather than hold on to power until his party was voted out of parliament. You have to respect the willingness to be able to step away and let somebody else try at the thing that you haven't had success with. I don't have to respect this. In Soviet America, when things go wrong, you blame Joe Biden, you blame Obama, you blame Ukraine, you blame Mexico. Oh, you blame Mexico so much. You can even blame Canada, though that one people seem a little less excited about. Yeah, okay. He was also the first prime minister to ever march in a pride parade. Ah, you like him because he was gay. He was married to a woman, dude.